Hi guys, this is Coach Mike from Team Mahindra Wrestling, and this is my son Cameron. We're going to go ahead and show you guys today how to finish a single leg with the head to the inside when your opponent counters with an overhook and he's pushing your head, okay? So, very first thing we're going to do, let's just say I got a single leg with the head to the inside. Now, he's going to counter me by just overhooking and then pushing the head down, which is a really, really good counter, because if he pushes my head down, it's going to be very difficult for me to actually hit my single leg. But what we're going to do on this, I'm going to go ahead and take Cameron's overhook on this side, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn that into an underhook. And basically the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and release my single leg, and I'm going to go ahead and take my right hand in this case, and that's going to go ahead and it's going to come right up underneath his armpit as I take my right leg and I'm going to spin to the outside. Okay? Now when I spin to the outside, if you'll notice, I'm pushing right on Cameron's head. Okay? Now when this happens, all I'm going to do on this, if you notice, that brings his other leg right out in front of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and just turn that right into an ankle pick. So as soon as I get right to here, I'm just going to come right down, okay? We'll do that from a couple different angles so you can see what's going on. Okay, so again, head to the inside single, he counters, get my underhook, push away, ankle pick. Okay, now we'll do it from this angle. I got my head to the inside, he counters. Okay, and then one time from this side. Okay. Now, the next one that we're going to do, just to give you a bunch of different options on this, the next one is just a head and arm chancery tape. Okay, so what this is going to look like, he's going to be pushing out again. Now, when I release on this time, I'm going to go ahead, get my underhook, spin around to the side, and if you'll notice, I'm pushing his head away again. And his counter is going to be to give me resistance and bring that head right back. And when it does, still have my underhook, I've got my overhook on his head, I'm going to take a wide step, and then take him right down with the flat grip. Really like this one because it takes him right into a pinning situation. We'll do that one again. So, get my underhook, spin around, he resists, I come through, step, come right out. Okay? We'll do that one more time from this side. Okay? So, I release, push the head away, he counters, step wide, come in and finish. Of course, I'm going to be sprawling out like that when I do. Okay? Now, let's just say, for instance, if your opponent tries to counter this head and arm chancery, he's going to counter that when I have this by taking a really wide step with his outside leg. When that happens, I'm just going to switch to a front headlock. Now watch what I'm going to do on this. Still keeping my underhook, I'm going to go from here right in to a chin hook. And then from here, all I'm going to do, take my knees, snap him right down to the mat. And then from here, still keeping my underhook in place, I'm going to go for my chin hook. Lean up just a little bit. I'm going to go for my chin hook right down to his wrist, and I'm just going to pancake him right over. So I'm going to go right from here, grab his wrist, turn, and then again, it goes right into a really, really nice pinning situation. Okay, we'll do that one from a couple different angles for you. So again, head to the inside single, and then now he's going to go ahead and counter that, and I'm going to go ahead, turn to the side, come to here, I'm going to try to do my head and arm chancery, he's going to step wide. When that happens, bring it right down the mat, come to here, grab his wrist, underhook, and then come right through. Okay? when I have my head to the inside and he's pushing my head, what I'm going to do in this, instead of getting my underhook like I had before, I'm going to go ahead and turn that into a seat belt. Okay? And now since he's already pushing my head down, I'm going to go ahead and use that direction he's pushing me in, and I'm going to go ahead and take a wide step with my outside leg as I get my seat belt, and I'm going to go ahead and step wide, and then come out right behind me. Okay? Now, the most important part of this one is a really tight seat belt. You're going to be really pulling right on his hip, so that way you can really feel it. Okay? If you feel his hip bone, that's exactly where you want to be on this. Plus, that circular step, along with me pulling that way on his hip, that's what makes this takedown happen. Okay? So we'll go ahead and do this one time slow for you, and then we'll do it a couple times fast. Okay, so I'm here, camera pushes my head down, I'm going to go ahead and go right into a seat belt, step wide, and then come right around. Okay, now, do that from a couple different angles for you. So start right here. So, come through here, he's pushing the head down, I release the leg, go right into my seat belt, step wide, and grab. Now you're noticing too that I'm also grabbing that leg when I turn. That way, when I take him down, it's a really good control position for me to work with. Okay. Then do it from here now. So again, he's pushing the head down, release the leg, go to a seat belt, turn, and then take him down. Okay. Now, one last one. This one is very effective takedown. This is basically like a, well, it's almost the equivalent of like a double low single. Okay. What this one's going to look like, when he gets me in this position, all I'm basically going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and allow him to keep pushing my head down to the ground. When this happens, I'm going to go ahead again, I'm going to go ahead and take my head and turn it right between his legs. As I release this foot, I come through, and I put both of my shoulders right on his shin, and pop him right back. Okay? We'll do this from this one more time, and then do it from a couple different angles, just so you can see what's going on again. Okay, so again, he's pushing my head down. I'm going to go ahead and just go right with the momentum, turn into him. And when you do this, you really want to take those shoulders and ram into that shin bone. Okay, because that's going to take him down every single time. Especially by having, you'll notice on this, I was cupping his heel. Just like that, because if I don't cup his heel, then he can easily just take his leg and he can pull it right out. Now he can go ahead and just step forward and then pull it out like that. That's why keeping the forearms right on the mat is really where you want to be on this technique. Okay? We'll do this from a couple different angles for you. Okay, so again, come in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and utilize that momentum of the head push. Turn into him. Go right down. Okay, do it from this angle. Okay, so again, pushes the head. I'm going to utilize that momentum, turn in, go right back. Okay, that's all for that one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.